Everyone, in this video, we tackled about face-to-face communication session 7. We will focus on learn the unique power of continuing need for face-to-face communication in the electronic age and differentiate individual or group interactions. And lastly, describe effective listening and its relationship to communication. And now, we start on this slide. Thought to founder, or what do you think in this picture? We can see that they have a meeting. In this picture, say that effective communications skill can help you build solid relationships and achieve success in your social life. And first, then what is face-to-face communication? Face-to-face communication is exchanging of information, thoughts, and feelings between the sender and the recipients, and also takes place during one-on-one discussions, informal group meetings, and more. In the words of Till and Buffy, face-to-face communication is the richest medium because it's a personal. It provides immediate feedback. It transmits information from both verbal and non-verbal keys, and it conveys the emotion behind the message. And the example of this is when we have a class meeting like that, or chit chat with friends. When we have a group study like that. And next slide is we have a Mehravian communications model. You can see we have a graph here. We have a 55%, 38%, and 7%. Says that speaking persons by ULCA psychology professor emeritus Albert Mehravian reveals that in conversations, 7% of meaning is conveyed through the actual words, and 38% of how words are said, including tone of voice. And lastly, 55% of communication or communicative occurs through facial expression or the body language. This means that when you see and hear someone, you're getting the most from them. Now, we differentiate individual interactions and group interactions. Individual interactions involves a direct face-to-face relationship between the sender and the receiver of a message, and it is characterized by a strong feedback component. Communications is enhanced when the relationship exists over a long period of time. Example of this is chit-chat with one of our friends, or communicate or talk our parents like that. And we are going to group interactions. Group interactions involves 3 or more persons. Group consists of small collections of people who interact with each other, usually face to face over time in order to reach goals. Without interactions, a collections of people isn't a group. These requirements of interactions highlights the difference between true groups and collections of individuals who merely coach simultaneously engaging in similar activity without communicating with one another. For example, students who passively listen to a lecture don't technically constitute a group until they begin to exchange message with each other and their instructor. Also, the individual and group interactions have a advantage and disadvantage. An advantage of individual interaction is can communicate using their own styles without being influenced or intimidated by a group, and can be more often regarding issues they are not comfortable discussing in a group setting. And disadvantage of individual interactions is some individuals may feel they are being singled out from the rest of the group, and individuals from some backgrounds are not comfortable communicating one-on-one with someone in a higher level positions. And also, disadvantage is age and gender can present challenges in one-on-one communications. And the advantage of group interactions is group members have the opportunity to ask questions and seek clarifications from each other. Potential communications problems can be detected or even avoided in well-facilitated interactions. And disadvantage of group interactions is group members from certain backgrounds are likely than other to actively communicate in a group sessions, or strong personalities may dominate the discussions.
Effective listening is an essential skill for building strong relationships, resolving conflicts, and understanding others. It's more than just hearing the words someone says. It involves actively engaging with the speaker, showing genuine interest, and striving to understand their perspective. Here's a breakdown of what active listening entails. Number 1. Active engagement. Number 2. Understanding the message. Number 3. Empathy and respect. Number 4. Avoiding distractions. In active engagement, we'll pay attention and body language. Pay attention, focus your attention on the speaker and avoid distractions like your phone or other thoughts. Body language. Use nonverbal cues like nodding, maintaining eye contact, and leaning on signal your attentiveness. In understanding the message, we have listen for meaning, clarify questions, and summarize, reflect. In listen for meaning, go beyond the literal words and try to grasp the speaker's underlying message, emotions, and intentions. Ask clarifying questions. If something is unclear, politely ask for clarification to ensure you're understanding correctly. And lastly, summarize and reflect. Periodically, paraphrase what you have heard to confirm your understanding and show the speaker you are paying attention. In the empathy and respect, we have put yourself in their shoes, avoid interrupting, and show respect. Put yourself in their shoes, try to see things from their speaker's point of view, even if you disagree. Avoid interrupting. Let the speaker finish their thoughts before you respond. Show respect. Even if you disagree, treat the speaker with respect and avoid judgmental language. And lastly, avoiding distraction. We have minimize internal distractions, manage internal distractions, focus on the present. In the minimize external distractions, find a quiet place to listen or address any distraction that you are present. Manage internal distraction. If your mind wanders, gently bring it back to the conversation. Focus on the present. Avoiding letting past experiences or future words interface with your ability to listen fully. And here's the benefits of effective listening. Stronger relationship, improved communication, enhanced problem solving, and personal growth. Strong relationship, building trust and understanding through effective listening strengthens bonds with others. Improved communication. Clear communication is crucial for solving conflicts and in achieving common goals. Enhanced problem solving. Understand different perspectives helps to find creative solutions with challenges. Personal growth. Developing effective listening skills promote self-awareness and empathy. And also, I have a tips for you to improve your listening skills. 1. Practice mindfulness. Be present in the moment and focus your attention on the speaker. Number 2. Seek feedback. Ask friends, family, or colleagues for feedback on your listening habits. Number 3. Listen to diverse perspectives. Expose yourself to different viewpoints and learn to appreciate different ways of thinking. And lastly, be patient. Effective listening takes time and practice. Don't get discouraged if you don't see results immediately. Listening. Hearing is simply perceiving sound. Hearing is a passive process, whereas listening is an active process. In effective listening, they stop listening to us because they started listening to themselves. For example, a child excitedly tells their parent about their day at school, but the parent is busy scrolling through their phone. The child, feeling ignored, eventually gives up trying to share. The parent, lost in their own digital world, has stopped listening to their child because they started listening to themselves. According to Hugo Powell, listening, whether done by individuals or by companies and government, is a signal of respect. When people don't feel listened to, they don't feel respected, and when they don't feel respected, they feel anger and resentment. This resentment is exacerbated if people think you're pretending to listen but aren't. It is possible to listen without hearing. It is possible to hear without listening. Hearing is purely physical process. It's the back of your ears picking up sound waves and transmitting them to your brain. Listening is more complex process that involves paying attention to the interpreter, what you hear. It requires mental effort and engagement. So, can you listen without hearing? Technically, no. If you can't hear something, you can consciously listen to it. But you can engage in form of listening without actively hearing. For example, if you are in a crowded room and someone calls your name, you might attentively turn your head towards the sound, even if you didn't consciously hear it. This is because your brain is constantly processing information and can sometimes pick up in subtle cues if you are not consciously paying attention.
So good morning everyone. So today let me discuss to you the external distractions and internal distractions. So first, what is external distractions? So external distractions is something in an environment like noise or movement that can interrupt your focus and taken your attentions away from what you're doing. So let me give you the 5 example of external distractions. So here are the 5 external distractions the workplace that you can control. So number 1, loud notifications from devices. You can use silent mode or use do not disturb mode to prevent constant pings from email or messages. And number 2, collage, stopping by for casual chats. Politely let others know when you need focus time, or use a sign like wearing headphones to signal you're unavailable. So number 3, unnecessary background noise. Use noise cancelling headphones or soft background music to block out distractions from nearby conversations or office equipment. So number 4, frequent movement around your workspace. Position your desk away from high traffic areas or use partitions to limit visual distractions. So number 5, open tabs or apps unrelated to work, close unnecessary windows, or use productivity apps that block distracting websites during focus work hours. So let's proceed to internal distractions. So first, what is internal distractions? Internal distractions are disruptions to focus caused by your own thoughts, emotions, or physical needs. So for example, number 1, stress about personal finances, constantly thinking about money problems. And number 2, overthinking tasks, replaying or analyzing work tasks too much, causing delays. Self-doubt, worrying about your ability to focus and to succeed or perform well. Impatience, feeling frustrated about slow progress or waiting for result. And Number 5, emotional stress, dealing with personal issues like relationship problems or health concerns. So, that's all.
Taking notes is a great way to stay engaged during a conversation, especially if you find your mind wandering. It helps you focus on the speaker words and prevent you from getting lost in your thoughts. Here's why this technique is effective. Number 1, focus. The act of writing forces you to pay close attention to what being said. Number 2, memory. Notes serves you as a reminder of key points, helping you recall the conversation later. Engagement. It shows the speaker that you're actively listening and taking their message seriously. Effective listening involves paying attention to all aspects of communication, not just the words spoken. This means considering the content of the message, the speaker intent, and their nonverbal cues. There are 3 aspects of communication. Number 1, content, the actual words being spoken. Number 2, nonverbal communication, body, language, facial expression, tone of voice, and other cues that reveal the speaker emotion and attitude. Number 3, intent, the underlying message the speaker is trying to convey, which may not be explicitly stated. By considering all these 3 aspects, you can gain a deeper understanding of the speaker message and respond in a way that is truly empathetic and helpful. This is a fantastic way to practice active listening. Here's how you can use this format to take notes. Number 1, speaker. Write down the name of the person speaking. Example, Sarah. Number 2, content. Summarize the main points the speaker is making. Focus on the key ideas and information shared. Example, we need to improve our team's communication by using a shared project management tool. Number 3, intent. Try to understand the speaker underlying motivation. What are they trying to achieve with their message? Intent is to suggest a solution to a communication problem. Number 4, nonverbal. Observe and note down any significant nonverbal cues. These include facial expression, body language, and tone of voice. Number 5, bonus. This section is for any additional observation or insight you have about the speaker or their message. Example, Sarah seems passionate about this idea. Effective listening technique number 6. Identify words that trigger your anger and then control your reaction. Try to understand why these words make you instantly angry. Here's how you use this technique. Number 1, identify your triggers. Think about words or phrases that instantly make you feel angry or defensive. This could be related to your personal values, beliefs, experiences, or past hurts. Number 2, understand your reaction. Once you identify your triggers, pay close attention to how you react when you hear them. Do you get defensive, raise your voice, shut down, become argumentative? Number 3, explore the reasons. Take some time to reflect on why these words trigger such as strong emotion in you. What past experiences or beliefs are contributing to this reaction? Number 4, develop coping strategies. Once you understand your triggers and reasons, you can start to develop strategies for managing reaction. Some helpful techniques include deep breathing. Taking slow, deep breaths can help calm your nervous system. Positive self-talk. Challenge negative thoughts and replace them with more positive ones. Time out. If you feel overwhelmed, take a break from the conversation to cool down. Practice mindfulness. Focus on the present moment and observe your thoughts and feel without judgment. Listen actively. Focus on what the other person is saying, even if you disagree. Use I statement. Express your feeling without blaming the other person. Stay calm and respectful. Even if you're angry, try to maintain a calm and respectful tones. Action or step to accomplish these techniques. Direction. List words that make you see red, then analyze why they affect you that way. Words that trigger my anger. Why these words anger me? Example. Words that trigger my anger. Micromanagement. Why these words anger me? I feel like it shows a lack of trust in my abilities. In the past, I have supervisor who micromanaged me, which made me feel like I could not do my job properly. It also made me feel like I wasn't trusted with my responsibilities.
First slide. Responding to speaker without judgment means listening, being open, and offering support. For example, if someone shares a fear, you could say, I get it. What do you think could help? So to the second slide. First bullet. Accepting the speaker's communication means valuing what they say. Even if they disagree, it shows respect and helps keep the conversation open. Bullet 2. Suspending judgment until you have heard all sides of the story means waiting to decide until you hear everyone's opinion. For example, if two friends are fighting, listen to both of them before picking a side. This helps to understand better. Bullet 3. Ask a question to get all the facts means getting information to understand the situation better, know the truth before making a judgment. Bullet 4. From the words mentally check bases means to be aware of your own opinions and beliefs when listening to someone. If you notice yourself judging or arguing, take a moment to think about why you feel that way. Bullet 5. Do not feel that you have to accept what the speakers say, but you should feel free to share your own opinion. Bullet 6. Do not fill in the gaps of communicating with your own ideas. Means don't add your own thoughts when someone is speaking. Focus on what they are saying. This whole second slide, this statement emphasizes the importance of active listening, valuing others' perspective, and being open to different opinions before forming your own judgment. Third slide. This means prioritize understanding the speaker's message rather than thinking about what to say next. Proceed to the fourth slide. Bullet 1. If you know the meeting topic ahead of time, write down your key points. This helps you stay organized and express your ideas clearly. Bullet 2. If you know the speaker's bases, write them down before the meeting. This helps you understand their view and prepare your responses better. Bullet 3. Think about your response only after the speaker finishes talking. Listen to the fifth slide. Don't enter a conversation with a fixed opinion. Stay open to new ideas. And the last slide. This means to be ready and open to new ideas in a conversation. Write down your opinions and then throw them away so you can focus on what others say.
Negotiate behavior with yourself. Understand ahead of time what your options may be to a certain words or ideas. It suggests that before engaging, you should negotiate with yourself about how to handle certain words or ideas. This is not for judging others, but rather equipping yourself with responses and behaviors for better understanding and interaction. It helps in reducing emotional reactions and improve listening by being mentally ready for what may come. This technique ensures you remain open and responsive, rather than defensive. Actions or steps to accomplish this technique. This is a behavior that you anticipate in an upcoming listening situation, such as a meeting, then indicate what your response will be to that behavior. Example, Cindy's insistence on leading, and my response is let her have her way to facilitate the meeting. Effective listening technique number 11. If you realize you are not listening, physically move forward in your seat. If standing, move toward the speaker if possible. This suggests physical way to refocus your attention if realize you are not actively listening by physically moving forward in your seat or standing closer to the speaker. You engage both your body and mind, signaling your intent to concentrate on what's being said. This action helps reset your attentions and shows the speaker that you are interested and attentive. It's a practical technique for improving focus during conversations or meetings. Actions or steps to accomplish this technique. Choose a straight back rather than a padded chair if possible. Fidgeting unobtrusively, move your toes in your shoes instead of tapping foot, for example. Move to another location or shift your position. Effective listening technique number 12. Do not rely on others to interpret what happened in a meeting or what was said. This emphasizes the importance of being an active and engaged listener during meetings. It suggests that you should not depend on others explain what occurred or what was said during a meeting. By listening carefully yourself, you ensure that you have a direct understanding of the discussion and can make informed decisions or contributions. It also helps to avoid misinterpretations that might have arisen when relying on second-hand information.